Okay, so today we're going deep on this one particular book, and it's really cool because it's not like some big, textbook or anything. But
Yeah.
this story, it seems really simple on the surface, right? But it obviously means a lot to people.
Yeah. And, you've been sending in so much about The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's so interesting how people have all these different, really personal interpretations of it.
It's wild, right?
Yeah. So today we're going to try to dig a little deeper and figure out what some of the main ideas are and what makes it so powerful, I guess.
I'm in. Okay, so even just glancing at all the stuff you've sent in, what really jumps out is how many different things people take away from The Little Prince.
Yeah.
It's almost like a personality test, like a Rorschach test or something, but in book form.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to try to find those aha moments, those points where it's like, oh, I get it. I see what you're saying.
I love those moments.
Me too. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. How does this whole thing even get going?
So we start with this pilot, and he's stranded in the Sahara Desert after his plane crashes, and he doesn't have a lot of supplies.
Oh, no.
It's this classic story of being alone and trying to survive.
And that's when the Little Prince shows up, right?
Exactly.
But I think it's important to remember how serious he is right from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like he's some silly little kid. There's something very direct and almost demanding about him, especially when he asks for that sheep.
Right. He says that famous line, "Draw me a sheep."
It's such a simple thing to ask for.
Yeah.
It shows that he's serious and he knows what he wants.
And then we learn that he's from this tiny little planet called Asteroid 325 or B612.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's like this tiny little world.
But even on a planet that small, he still has important things to do, right?
Yeah, totally.
It's not just a place to play around. He has to take care of it and make sure that these baobab seeds don't grow and take over.
Exactly. Even on this tiny planet, he has responsibilities.
It's like, even in the smallest places, taking care of things is so important.
Absolutely.
So then the rose shows up, right? And that's when things get really interesting for the Little Prince.
Yeah, it's a huge turning point for him.
It's the start of this complicated relationship.
Yeah, there's love and admiration, but also, he feels like she's lying to him sometimes, and it makes him lonely.
That's so relatable, isn't it? Like, we've all been there. You love someone, but you get hurt or there are misunderstandings.
Definitely. It's all happening on this tiny planet.
It's kind of a metaphor for all relationships, right?
Right.
I mean, the prince really loves the rose, but he's also disappointed by her. And that's why he decides to leave. He feels so alone even though he's with her.
He's searching for something more.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting that before he leaves, he and the rose kind of make up.
Yeah. The source material does mention that.
Adds like a little bit of sweetness.
Yeah.
Before they say goodbye, they still care about each other even though things are messy.
Maybe Saint-Exupéry is trying to show that relationships are like that, there are ups and downs.
Yeah, they're always changing.
Yeah.
So the prince takes off feeling sad, but maybe also hopeful for the future.
Right, and he starts visiting all these other planets.
Yeah, and the adults he meets on these planets are so weird.
They really are.
It's like Saint-Exupéry is making fun of grown-ups.
Definitely, it's like a satire.
So there's the king, right? And he's obsessed with having power, even though he doesn't really rule anyone but himself.
He's so focused on authority.
Then there's the vain man who just wants everyone to admire him, even though there's no one around to do it.
And it's so ridiculous, right?
It's like he needs people to clap for him all the time.
It makes you think about how much we care what other people think.
Yeah, totally. Like, do we do things just to get likes on social media?
Maybe.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Then there's the drunkard. And, oh man, his story is so depressing.
He drinks to forget that he drinks.
It's like a cycle he can't escape.
It's a really powerful image of addiction.
Yeah. And then the businessman, he's so focused on owning things, like he wants to own the stars.
It's all about numbers and possessions for him.
He doesn't even seem to enjoy the beauty of the stars anymore.
Yeah, he's lost that sense of wonder.
It makes you wonder if we do that too. Do we focus on getting things instead of experiencing life?
Right. What's really important?
Then there's the lamplighter. And I think he's really interesting because the prince kind of admires him.
Yeah, why is that?
I think it's because he's so dedicated to his job, even though it seems totally pointless.
It's true. He just lights and extinguishes the lamp over and over.
But he does it with so much commitment,
It's almost tragic.
He follows orders, even though it doesn't really mean anything.
He's the only adult who seems to care about something.
Yeah. And then there's the geographer who knows everything about the world from books, but he's never actually been anywhere.
It's ironic, right?
Yeah, he's all about theory, but he has no real experience.
Maybe it's a commentary on education, you know?
Yeah, like sometimes we learn things in school, but we don't really understand them until we see them for ourselves.
That makes sense.
It's so interesting how the prince reacts to all these adults.
How you mean?
He's kind of amused by them, but also really confused.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand why they care about these things.
It's like he's making us question our own priorities.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, are we really focusing on the important things in life?
Right.
And then the geographer tells the prince something really important.
What's that?
He says that flowers don't last forever.
Oh, yeah.
And that makes the prince start thinking about his rose back home.
He realizes that he misses her.
Yeah, it's like a new kind of longing he hasn't felt before.
He's growing up.
Yeah, and the geographer suggests that he go to Earth.
So he does.
But when he gets to Earth, it's not what you'd expect.
What do you mean?
He lands in the desert, and there's no one around.
It's the opposite of what he just saw.
Yeah, he's all alone.
And the first thing he meets is the snake.
The snake is so mysterious.
He is.
I mean, what do you think he represents?
Well, he talks about his poison and how it can send you back to the heavens.
Yeah, kind of creepy.
It could be a metaphor for death or maybe going back home.
But the prince doesn't seem too interested in what he has to say.
He's focused on his own journey.
He keeps exploring and meets this little flower with only 3 petals.
Right.
And then he's on this mountain and he hears his own echo and thinks it's someone talking to him.
Oh, that's so sad.
He's really lonely.
It shows how much we need other people.
Totally. And then he finds the rose garden.
Uh-huh.
And that must have been really upsetting for him
Why?
because he sees thousands of roses that look just like his rose.
Oh, yeah. His rose told him she was the only one of her kind.
And now he realizes that's not true.
It changes everything.
That's when he meets the fox.
Ah, the fox.
He's such an important character.
He teaches the prince so much.
They have this beautiful friendship,
Yeah.
and the fox tells him about taming.
What's that?
It's about building relationships. And that's how you learn to see what's really important.
The things you can't see with your eyes.
Yeah, the things you can only see with your heart.
That's so deep.
It is. And the fox also tells him that the time you spend with someone makes them special.
You mean like it's the effort you put in that matters?
Exactly. And that when you love someone, you're responsible for them.
Wow, that's huge.
It is. And after talking to the fox, the prince realizes something really important about his rose.
What's that?
He realizes that even though there are other roses out there, his rose is unique because of the time and care he's given her.
It's not about how she looks
Right. It's about their connection.
and that he has to take care of her.
It's a beautiful moment of understanding.
But even though he understands this now, he still feels lonely.
He misses home.
It's like knowing what you've lost makes it even harder.
Yeah. And he also meets the railway switchman and the sales clerk.
What do they represent?
I think they show how busy and distracted adults can be.
Oh.
Well, the railway switchman talks about people rushing from one place to another without really knowing where they're going.
They're just going through the motions.
Yeah, and the sales clerk sells pills that are supposed to stop you from being thirsty so you can save time.
It's like they're trying to get rid of basic human needs.
Yeah, it's all very rushed and pointless.
I see what you mean.
And then we're getting to the end of the narrator's time in the desert.
Right.
It's the 8th day, and he and the prince are looking for water together.
They're both really thirsty.
But finding the well is about so much more than just getting a drink.
How so?
It's like this spiritual moment, you know?
They find what they're really looking for.
Exactly. It's about connection and finding something truly essential.
It's the opposite of all those pointless things the adults were doing.
Totally. And even though they find water, the prince is still thinking about going home.
He keeps talking to the snake.
Yeah, it's like he knows what he has to do.
And the narrator is working on fixing his plane.
That's his way of getting back to his own world.
It's time for them to go their separate ways.
And on the anniversary of the prince's arrival on Earth, the plane is finally fixed.
It's like it was meant to be.
And they walk to the landing site together.
But then the snake bites the prince.
It happens so quickly and quietly.
He just falls to the ground.
It's so sad, but also peaceful in a way.
It's a mystery what happens next.
Yeah, but the next day the narrator can't find the prince's body.
Maybe he went back to his planet.
I like to think so.
It gives us hope.
And the narrator never forgets the prince.
He sees his laughter in the stars.
That's such a beautiful image.
But he also worries about the sheep.
Yeah, did it eat the rose?
We don't know.
It's left up to our imagination.
And the narrator draws a picture of the desert and asks anyone who sees the prince to tell him.
He's still hoping.
It's like he's inviting us to be part of the story.
So we've gone on this journey with the little prince and the pilot
We've learned about love and responsibility.
and the strange world of adults.
And then seeing with your heart.
Hopefully you had some aha moments along the way.
Definitely.
It's a book that makes you think.
It does.
I think it's interesting to think about all the different adults the prince met.
Which one was your favorite?
I don't know. It's hard to choose.
Maybe the one you connect with most says something about you.
That's a good point.
And what do you think is the most important message of The Little Prince?
I think it's about finding what's truly important in life.
The things you can't see.
Exactly the things that matter to your heart.
I think so too.
It's a book that stays with you.
It really does.
You should read it again.
And see what you discover.
Maybe you'll find something new.
Or see it in a different way.
The Little Prince is full of surprises.
It really is.
And wisdom.
So much wisdom.
I'm glad we got to talk about it today.
You too.
It was fun.
It was.
Until next time.
See you then.